Alright, so here's the deal. It's really early for me, and I just wanted to get this video out here. First things first, quick disclaimer, you do have to have custom firmware in order to do this, which means you do have to have a hacked switch. And I don't think it matters what way, if you use SXOS, if you use Atmosphere, whatever you prefer to use. I'm not sure it works on Linux, but I know it works on Legality and it works on Atmosphere. So another thing, I want to go ahead and give some credit to KWSCH and Alizor, right, as you can see on screen here. I want to give them some credit for making this bot, because this is the true God bot. Now, before I brought it to my own server, I did a lot of testing in a sub server of mine, and I did it public for one day and saw how it went, and I like it. I like the results. As long as everybody listens, it works out. So you gotta make sure to post some rules whenever you put this up on your server, depending on how many people are there. So what I'm gonna teach you today is how to set up SysBot and link it with your server. So I think you guys will have a little bit of fun with this. So let's get started. Alright, so as you can see here, we have two different tabs open here. So this first tab is your most important tab. Now this is what Alizor made. Now this is SysBot base. Now this is going to allow you to control your Nintendo Switch, okay? And you'll be able to control that via wireless communication. Now this can be used, and like in some of my previous TikToks, this can be used to control your Switch with your mouse and keyboard, or with your keyboard rather. But that's, you know, what this can technically do. So as we can see, they give some instructions here on the very first page, which is very important, but I'm gonna set up a couple of demo folders to show you. So let me go ahead and make these over here on a separate screen. So let's say your Switch folder, so let's say your Switch folder is open, okay? We're gonna pretend that this is our Switch, okay? So then what you'll wanna do from here is go ahead and grab SysBot base, go to releases. This was updated 21 days ago. So they do explain a little bit, but you will need the zip. Okay, SysBot base zip. I think I have, yeah, okay. So I've actually already got a folder here. So let's say you come in and you download sysbotbase.zip. Now you'll notice that SysBot base, after extracting, will have atmosphere, contents, 4300, blah, 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 blah. You'll have exefs.nsp and flags. Now, this should already technically be in the zip. Now, it tells you in the instructions to do this, but it looks like the latest release came with this option. But just in case, you're gonna wanna make sure. So let's say over here on your Switch, right, you had an atmosphere folder, and you had all that other good stuff in it. You would just take this atmosphere folder and drag it to the root of your SD card, okay? So drag that to the root of your SD card. Now, like I said, this right here should already be created. It tells you how to do it if it's not already in there. It tells you to go ahead and copy the SysBot base NSP, this one, to the atmosphere contents and rename it to exfs.nsp. Now, if you can't see file extensions, I believe it's under view. You can go to file name extensions. You want to click file name extensions, and it will tell you the very ending to your file, so you can change that name. So if you've done any coding in the past, if you've done anything like that, you know about changing .txt to .py or .whatever, you know that's a possibility. So that's the first step. That's the most important step, okay? The next step is you're gonna wanna restart your Switch and boot back into custom firmware. Now you've installed SysBot base, which is a sys module that works directly on your Switch. Now it can only be used so far for really anything. You can use it to connect to every little piece of your switch. I've done some other remote control with it. I've done some macros. I've done some other really cool things with it, but this is definitely the tool that replaces the Arduino board if you have a custom firmware. Now, I would make a video on Arduino, but I don't know a thing about Arduino. So moving forward, we have the second most important program and the only other program you're going to need, and that's going to be SysBot.net. Now, this is my favorite thing that I've ever seen in my life. Now, before it wasn't compiled and I didn't know how to do it, and I wasn't very... It's been out a while. But we've got KWSCH here who created this. I don't know how he wants that pronounced, but we've got him who created it here. And then you can find access to SysBot base as well through this link too. Now, I will have both of these links in the description down below if you want to get started. So, and I'll also have a link to the developer portal as well, and you'll see what I mean by that in a moment. So let's say you are here and you're looking at it and you're like, man, I see one release, but you're going to notice that one release isn't exactly the most update. So you're going to want to see this right here. Now it looks like KWSCH has actually dropped this commit. So see this little green check mark here? You want to give that a click and you want to hit details. Now after you hit details, you'll see 0 errors, 2 warnings, right? You're gonna wanna give it a click. After you click it, it's gonna take you to this page. Now this is where I used to get lost, but I gave it another look. Look here under artifacts and you'll see one published. You want to give that a click and you want to click that little download button right there. Now I already have this downloaded, so I'll pull it up for reference. So that's that. So after you get it downloaded, you're going to want to unzip it as per usual. Now after it's been unzipped, let me find my... Here we go. Okay, so this is what SysBot will look like whenever you extract it. So the difference here is you won't have the logs, nor will you have the dumper distribute folder. Those will happen once you start sysbot.exe. Now I've got this running for the server right now. I'll also have a link to that below, but I've got this running for our server right now, free to everyone. Now it does have 2 bots, but the second bot's down as we speak, but it should be back up by the end of this video. Or by the time you see this video. So you'll notice that you'll have an IP address here, which I should have conveniently blocked out. So you'll have an IP address here, and you'll also be able to change yours here, which is very important. Now, if you don't know how to set a static IP on your switch, I would recommend looking into that. I might make a video on that later as well. However, if you go on your switch into settings, go to internet, and then scroll down a little bit on the internet, you'll see your IP address. Now that's what you're going to want to put in here. Okay, you want to leave the port at 6000 and you want to change this to link trade. Okay, then more blocking out stuff for Discord. So once you're setting it up for Discord, you want to set distribute while idle to false. Okay, distribute shuffled, whatever, you can leave that how that is. Show all Z3 results. Now that's for DoDoBot. Monitor for priority trades, false. It even tells you don't need it if an integration service is being done. So scroll down. You don't need to worry about that. Verify legality, you're going to want that one. When set, the bot will only send a Pokemon if it's legal. So apparently you can make it send illegal Pokemon. I didn't know that until today. And this you want to leave marked true as well. I guess. I do, and it works fine. It just means it's more stable. So here is the next part, okay? Again, I should have this conveniently blocked out. This is the Discord token. So you want your Discord token. Now, how do you get a Discord token? That's the next part. This is the fun part, okay? You want to go to the Discord developer portal. I can't talk. It's so cold, guys. You have no idea. The way that I found it was Discord developer portal like this. Okay. So here you are. Okay, you'll come to a screen that looks like this. Now, as you can see, I've got a few bots set up, much like Lantern. This was a sub-only bot, and these are the two that are currently running on my server, which is Pokemon Creation. Now this is a server built directly around SysBot, so this is a good time. So let's see. Let's go ahead. You're gonna want to hit new applications, and we're gonna name this demo application. Hit create. Now you can set an image if you like, as you saw how I'd set an image before. Go down to OAuth 2. Actually, I recommend going to bot first. Go to bot first. Hit add bot. Yes, do it. Now this is your bot. This is the important thing, okay? So once you hit add bot, you want to make sure public bot is turned off. Now this is so no one can take your bot and bring it to their server, because you don't want that. You don't want people on someone else's server using your bot, because it's going to run through your switch, and you do not want that. That is not good. So what we want to do is we want to give it all permissions except for send TTS. So go straight down the middle here, just like that. And then you can click that to reveal your token. Now this token, you want to copy this token and go back to SysBot. See where it says Discord token, like I said. Now this will be blank for you, where mine has something in it, but you just want to click in the box next to Discord token, right click and paste, or Control V. So either way, click in there and paste that token. Now the most important part is done, okay? Now under Discord role can trade, if you have an assigned role in particular to your server, you can make sure that that role can trade, okay? So you just type it in here and you're good. It's kind of like I've done here, how the creator role in the server is able to gen while everyone who comes in isn't. It's just a way to kind of keep things steady. And we'll talk about some methods for stability towards the end as well. So for Discord role sudo, this is you, okay? This is for you, this is for your admins, this is for your staff if you so choose. You don't want them to be able to have admin commands, because that's a bad idea. So you want to make a role specific to you if you haven't already, and you're going to want to put that in that role right there. You're going to want to put Discord role sudo. So moving on, Discord game status. Now whenever the Discord game status is set up, you can see SysBot Pokemon. So if you go here and we look at SysBot in my server, let's see. It's somewhere, it's not showing up now for some reason. Oh my god. Sorry, server's a little big. Anyway, you'll see SysBot, and that's gonna be its status. Kind of like if you were playing a game, that's what it would do. So that you can set that to whatever you want. You could be like sucking D or whatever you feel like, really. Hashtag demonetized. JK, I don't make money. But on a side note, for real, over here in SysBot, you can set that there. Allow global sudo. I don't know why you would want to disable that. I just leave it true. If you want to set it for Twitch, I'm not the person to ask. There is a guide on their wiki. They can tell you there. Now, synchronize delay barrier. I keep that at 0 personally. This is if you're using multiple distribution bots. Same for timeout. Dumping, now if you so choose to have dump set to true, everything that gets traded to you will be dumped in a PK8 file, so you can use it in PK hex at a later point. So that's up to you if you want to use that feature. If you don't, just set it to false and don't worry about any of this. So max dump trade time, don't worry about that either. Now generate OT, you're going to want to set something that would be legal. Usually I set my own OT. It starts out as SysBot, but you can set your own OT. Trainer ID, shiny ID, you can, that's literally what comes in here, and I don't care too much about it because that's all illegal. Trainer ID and shiny ID has to be. Now generating language, you want to do English unless you are of another origin, which is totally fine. And then set all legal ribbons, false. Matching balls, you can do matching balls. I think that's really interesting. So if you want to set matching balls, you can. As you can see, we've completed 842 trades. So this is kind of where you can keep up with everything here at the bottom. Now this is the important part. If you have a crowded server, you want your minimum trade code to be kind of low and your max trade code to be kind of high. I only go over a span of 2, so 7,000 to 9,000, so 2K. Distribution trade code, that is if you were here and you were doing distribute while idle. That would use one code instead of multiple, so it's good for streams. And distribution random code, that means that instead of using a single code on stream, it would use 7,000 to 9,000 or whatever you set. So that is it, really. All of your commands, you can find the commands in the wiki here. Okay, back on SysBot.net. If you go to wiki and you go to Discord integration, you can find the same guide here, but I know for some people it's easier to watch a video. But the commands are here. And again, oh yeah, the prefix. Pretty important. The prefix, you can have it set to whatever you want. Mine in particular is dot, right? See this Discord command prefix, mine is dot. So people would put dot trade and then space, and what they would need to do from there is use the team builder. Again, probably something important I should have talked about was the team builder. So you want to make sure that they come here to team builder. You can peep my last video. I went over how to use this in particular, how to use team builder, but you kind of want to give them the same tutorial. You want to tell them, hey, make sure that you make a legal Pokemon or it will not work. You won't get a Pokemon. Some Pokemon crash the bot. Some Pokemon just don't work. They're illegal and they won't trade. Shit happens, but it's fine. But I'll link all 4 of these links in the description below as well. But anyway, after you've got that done, you want to invite the bot to your server. So you're going to want to click bot right here, and that's the part where you go through and do the same thing again. Give it all those permissions, and you want to hit copy. Now, much like Lantern Bot, you could create a new tab, paste this here. Now it will pull up, say, demo application, connect to Discord, and you'll just find whatever server that you own and link it to it and invite it as per usual, like you would any bot. Now once it's in there, you do want to give it perms in whatever channel you're using for distribution for whatever you're doing. You want to give it perms in that channel and you will be clean and good to go from there. On your Switch, since mine's going right now, I don't have a great way to show you. So on your Switch, the thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you've got Pokemon open before hitting start on SysBot. So before you hit start here on SysBot, after you've hit add and you've added your IP and all that, before you hit it, what you gotta do, go to a Pokemon Center. Okay, this is where the least lag will occur. This is where least crashes will occur. This is just the best place to go. So go to any Pokemon Center, stand in the middle. Press Y and press plus to connect to the Y-com. Make sure that whenever you've got Pokemon ready, press X, okay, like you usually would. Go Pokemon, press R, and make sure that you are on box 1, and that's it. Go straight to box 1 and you can close back out, but you have to be on box 1 or this will not work. You'll be sending people like random Pokemon. Nobody wants Snom, which is not true. Everybody loves Snom, but nobody wants that. They want what they put in. So make sure you get to box 1. B. You can do X and save it if you want. That's up to you. I recommend it just in case a crash does happen, but you've got to do that. Very important. So outside of that, you can go ahead and hit start, and then from Discord side of things, this bot will be waiting on a command from someone in Discord. So $trade, $trade is the normal prefix. So all good. Now, I don't think I missed anything. If I did, let me know in the comments below, but make sure before asking any questions that you have watched this video to its entirety, and if I truly did miss something, I will in fact answer that question. You all have a lovely day. Enjoy creating Pokemon for this community because it's a lovely community. I'm glad I can be a part of it. I hope you all have a fantastical week. See you later.